Winds of Change is the newest graphic novel in the Warrior Cats series, and it centers around the former Wing Clan deputy Mudclaw. The story acts to sort of explain the motivations behind his rebellion and how he was ultimately unfit to be Wing Clan's leader, but it gives as many questions as it does answers. So they made Mudclaw into a hero. Well, I mean, not a full-blown hero, but an anti-hero. He acts with good intentions, but questionable moral guidelines. Kinda reminds me of Clear Sky's motivations if you've read Dawn of the Clans. He wants to make his clan as strong as possible, but makes unnecessary sacrifices and compromises along the way, causing more harm than good. So at the beginning of the book, Tallstar and Mudclaw are in disagreement. Tallstar wants all the clans to be friends, while Mudclaw wants to focus on the strength of their own clan, Wind Clan. While Tallstar's viewpoint is more virtuous, from a pure survival standpoint, Mudclaw's viewpoint has plenty of logic behind it. The circumstances of the new territory are completely unknown, and if things turn out difficult, Wind Clan could very well fail if it's overextending its paws to help clans that might not return the favor. And with cats like Leopardstar and Blackstar, former Tiger Clan cats, as leaders, there is a right to be cautious. Now Mudclaw's situation is sort of interesting. The harm he causes is not him taking a good situation and turning it bad. He's more being handed a bad situation and responding to it poorly. The bad situation being that Tallstar handled his deputy change in the worst possible way, waiting until he was on his deathbed and only telling One Whisker, Firestar, and Brambleclaw. So from Mudclaw's perspective, it looks like the three cats totally made it up. I mean, two of them are ThunderClan. He explains at the end of the book that he did it this way because he didn't realize he needed to until the last possible moment. But come on, Tallstar, you made your disagreements with Mudclaw well known far before then. You made a terrible mistake. We have every reason to believe that Tallstar making One Whisker leader at the last moment led to more damage in Wind Clan than Mudclaw ever could have caused. 1, it divided Wind Clan in two upon his death, between the cats who believed One Whisker and those who didn't. And 2, if we fast forward to Power of 3, One Star wound up becoming the exact same type of leader that Mudclaw planned to be. By Eclipse, One Star is waging war with ThunderClan just because he thinks Firestar is too deep in Wind Clan business, which is Mudclaw's exact line of thinking in this book. So Wind Clan landed in the same place. The only difference is that Mudclaw dies. Now that's not to say that Mudclaw is a perfect angel. As I said, he is the anti-hero in this book. It was uncalled for that One Star would become leader in such a strange way, but his response only made the situation far worse than it needed to be. Once he gets it in his head that Firestar might be plotting with One Whisker, he reasons that One Whisker's life is worth sacrificing to ruin Firestar's plot, which of course it's not. He sits in hopes that Fox would kill One Whisker, and when that falls flat, he then goes out and helps plan the battle against him. That's very bad of Mudclaw. In this moment, Mudclaw is very much a bad cat. But he's not the worst cat? I mean, look no further than Blackstar. He murdered defenseless Stonefur in cold blood because he was half clan, and yet he was somehow an acceptable choice for leader. So, is Mudclaw evil? We can argue that he's not evil because if Tallstar hadn't been such a mess with his deputy naming in the first place, then he would have turned out fine. But that's not a foolproof argument. That's like saying that Ashfur is a good cat because if Squirrelflight just accepted him and became his mate, then he wouldn't have committed the crimes he did. But, well, that's ridiculous. That's a completely different timeline. And Mudclaw is the same way. We can't play in these what-if scenarios. If we did, we could call literally any cat good because we could make an infinite amount of alternate timelines. Mudclaw's actions should be judged on the timeline he's in, the timeline where he launched an attack on his clanmates just because he was so paranoid that One Whisker was a traitor. I think as far as the novella is concerned, Mudclaw falls into the same category as cats like Clear Sky or Breezepelt, where they can be classified as evil at a specific point in time, but ultimately were given redemption arcs and moved past it. So Mudclaw is a reformed villain. He was given a really bad situation with Tallstar making One Whisker's deputy without the knowledge of the rest of Wind Clan, and he was right to be cautious given the strangeness of such a decision, but he made some terrible mistakes following this due to his paranoia regarding One Whisker's motives. He should have had faith in his clanmate and swallowed his pride with trust that StarClan would communicate with Barkface if One Whisker actually was in the wrong. At the end of the day, One Star was as much a good leader as Mudclaw could have been, and Mudclaw's suspicions turned out to be false. His motivations and values were in the right place, but his sense of morality was not. And that's what he learns at the end of the book. It's a good message about avoiding drastic measures when you have paranoia. Sometimes it's super valuable to just have patience and trust in your companions. Tallstar made a huge mistake that messed up Mudclaw's plans for his future, but that was no excuse for him to turn on his clanmates. And he ultimately paid the price for his treason, which led to him finally learning the error of his ways. So given this clear redemption, I guess Mudclaw could be considered a good cat now. He made mistakes and learned his lesson, and he humbled himself by the end of the book. And honestly, he deserved better than what he got. At least, he deserved better than Blackstar, who's committed far worse crimes and still got to be leader. But I guess that's just the way the story goes sometimes. At least we got this cool graphic novel out of it. Alright, bye everyone.